Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth-year senior, kind of. Well, it's my sixth year of college. Incredible.
Hey guys, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Cut Shield, for bringing you this episode. Make sure you check them out on the link below and use the promo code for 25% off your order. Used by all 32 NHL teams and players, Cut Shield is the premier protective player clothing designed by players for players. Their innovative cut-resistant clothing has prevented serious injury to numerous players, including over 30 NHL players. Cut Shield gives you the peace of mind to go out and play without worrying about injury. Use our promo code Grove City Hockey, all lowercase and no space, for an additional 25% off your order today. Welcome to GCH Podcast. I'm your host, Ben W. Stock, and with me is a very special guest. I've got one of the legends for Team USA, Bob Meacham. How you doing, Bob?
Good. How you doing tonight, Ben?
Fantastic. We had a little. So my wife likes to go, hey, we don't have any plans tonight, but then she likes to change it up after work. She'll call me on the way home and say, hey, meet me at the softball fields. We're going to watch Jaca play some softball. So we got to watch a little bit of high school girls softball this afternoon. And I get there, and they're playing a doubleheader. But I get there, and the first game they got dimed. It was like 12-0 or 12-2. And then but the second game was a lot closer. When I left to go pick up my son, it was 5-6. So, I mean,
that's better.
Yeah, it was a much better game. So, and then we were right next to Jaca. She was playing left field, so we were right there on that third base line. So that was pretty cool to see.
Nice.
So, yeah. So now, Bob, you have just been selected for Team USA's Legends. That's going to Spain, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, La Paca, Spain.
Yeah. Tell us how that process was, because you went to Italy last year, right, as well?
Yeah, Rob Chameron, I can't pronounce his name right, but he called me, I think it was like 2-3 weeks before, and said they needed a goalie, and somebody recommended me, I don't know who, but I was blessed to get to go there and play, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Then they just called back. Actually, I got like a month ago, I got a call, and I was hoping they would call back. So now we're getting all geared up to go do it again.
Cool, yeah, and I saw your mask. You've got a pretty cool mask that you have getting repainted or getting painted up for this event. And one of the guests that I've had on is somebody that you've played with quite a bit, Ryan Marker. He absolutely loves you. Said nothing but great things.
I love Ryan. We used to have skates that were they call bomb squad skates with him and guys like him, and we would play for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and me and him would just stay out there for another half hour till you're just drenched and exhausted. It was like the best workouts ever.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your start into hockey. How did that start out becoming a passion? Because you're still playing. This is the Legends is essentially an over 50s division. You've had to have been playing for a little bit. It's not something that you just started playing last year, for sure. But yeah, so tell us how you got involved in hockey, and then what really drew you to the sport of hockey.
When I first saw it, I lived in Camden, New Jersey, not a mecca for hockey, but I turned on the TV in my grandfather's room, and the Flyers were playing. I was like, oh, what's this? And I saw Bernie Perrant with that mask and the pads, and then I saw Ken Dryden and Roger Courage and all these old great goalies, and it's just like, this is cool. And I kept checking it out. We eventually moved, and I met a bunch of guys who played street hockey, and it just kept evolving. We could never afford a league, but I played, where the kids get it together. Then when I joined the service, when I got out, I just I was committed just to get all my equipment. I started out as a forward, worked to defense, all the way back to goal, and just wanted to play. And I finally got into a league and slowly worked my way back. The first game I played in actual team, I played goal, but I didn't have any goalie equipment. So I played in forwards equipment one game. And luckily, our one guy went off that night and just scored like 7 goals. We won like 11-4. But I finally got goalie equipment. I was like, now I'm going to get to do this. And just, it's been that all was ice. And one day my friend asked me to play roller. And there was a tournament going on in Cross Keys, Berlin, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a tournament. I was like, oh, this is cool. Then Nationals came, and we started playing teams from Canada, Sarnia, played the Coho Hosers, and the Kongs from out in California. And that's when I was hooked. It's like, oh, this is what I want to do. Guys I don't know, their skill level's great. And I just wanted to get better and better and just keep working at it. So that's been pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm glad that you mentioned that. It's one of those things where you don't care who you're playing against, as long as they're gonna push you to be better than what you aspired to be. You know, because you can always go, hey, I can play in a small pond back home with the local street kids, but if I'm putting myself out there on the national level, then you're getting the best of the best that had the same passion, the same drive as you, and they want to play and they want to win just as badly as you do. So I think that's really cool to have that type of mentality, and I think you notice that a lot with the higher echelon roller hockey guys, is that they're never content with just hanging out with the boys, every Friday night or every Tuesday night or every Sunday night. They'll still hang out with the boys on Tuesdays, Fridays or Saturdays, but they also want to go play, on Sunday nights, 67 miles down the road, because that's where some better competition is.
Yeah. You look for the better competition because that pushes you. That's what's so nice here in where I live. I'm 10 minutes from the rink. We got guys like Marker, Shane Fox, Sammy Phillips. These guys are like really good. And you go in there and you got that like energy going. And if I suck, I'm going to get lit up. Marker's done that plenty of times to me. And then there's nights you're on and you get them and it just feels good. You got that like just jump and you want to keep going.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like where you keep busting your hump, and you're gonna take those licks, but over time you're getting better, and you don't even realize it. That they're just pushing you to another level that you didn't even know you had, but it doesn't feel like you're getting pushed to that other level because you're just trying to stop the next puck you see.
Yeah. You try to pick up on things that they do. And I watch other goalies too. I watch, not just NHL goalies, but when you go to the roller hockey tournaments, like we have Winter Wars coming up this weekend, and I watch what the goalies do. It might be a certain way they move to the post, certain way they use their stick. Like I watch Hexall. I like to use my stick. Maybe I was from playing D, but I like to come out at people on things. And they don't really expect it because a lot of it's like butterfly style now. I really don't know how to move like that anyway. So it's just how it works good.
So now, do you have more of a stand-up style, or like the Ron Hextall, or Hexel? A great Flyers goaltender. One of the only goalies to ever really score multiple goals in a season, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I guess it'd be like a hybrid style. I kind of call it flop and hope, but you just
or is that kind of like a Dominic Hasek? Like
sometimes not as pretty, but you just try to. I call it like you throw a yard sale out there. If you're out of position and they're going to shoot, you just stick something out there and try to get a piece of it. And I was taught by one defenseman about talking to the guys as they come back, let them know what's coming. So now I found myself really vocal and let them know what's going on. And like when we were in Italy, we had a team meeting and I could see what they're doing. And I started, even then I was like a little kid, 56 years old. I'm like, wow, this is great. But you're learning aspects all the time. It's like, okay, talking to the guys. Okay, now I'm actually seeing what they're going to do. So now I know how more to help them out. it's just every little bit you try to pick up a little bit and pick up a little bit. Like you said, the guys are going to go 67 miles on a Friday because you want to play and you want to learn. And it's just so much fun. It's a good addiction, put it that way. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And now, last year you got called up to go play for your country. Tell us what that felt like, because I think that was your first time going overseas to play hockey, right?
Yeah, it was the first time I got to play out of country anywhere, and it was amazing. Just when you went out there for the national anthem, everything starts cycling through your head, like we're talking about Camden, or street hockey, all the way through. And I found myself tearing up, and I went to the bench. It's like I couldn't help it. I started getting emotional. I said, "Yeah, but," and I forget who it was. I said, "He was balling." I was like, "Yeah, I get it." You just stand there, and it's like, wow. And then you get out there. As soon as you get hit with the first puck, it's like, all right, it's on. And I just had to. When my dad kept asking me, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" It's like, no. It's just, it's like calm. I'm going to play hockey with a higher level of people, and I just have to play hockey. That's it. That's one thing I love to do. So I'm going to get to do it at a high level. It's just got me lit up, and I couldn't wait.
Yeah, and you have a fantastic team in front of you. You're playing with some of the greats of inline hockey. You got Rob Chorterman, you've got Darren Goodwin. Yeah. You got Darren Goodwin. I mean, so many.
Terry Shook.
Yeah, I mean, Terry. Yeah, it's Terry. It's insane. The lineup you guys are bringing with you. So walk me through that first game, because here's a chance. You've never really played any international competition. You've got these experienced guys in front of you. What was that like outside of that? Okay, yep, you got the emotion out of the way, the first beginning, and then that first puck came through, and then walk me up through until you first win, because it's got to be amazing.
I think it started on the first day, the first practice. All three teams are out there, and I'm watching all the guys. And my buddy Jay Mazer was there, who I've known for 30 years. We played with and against, so that helped me. And the first game I played, I believe it was Italy, and I didn't get a lot of shots. I think we won. Maybe it was 10-2, something like 10-2. The first few games we like crushed them, but my first real game was Canada, and I was up at 4 a.m. I was visualizing, praying, going, like thinking of every little thing. And we got out there, and remember they had a power play early, and I think it was Glenn Mears stepped in front when the guy went to take a shot, so he cut half the net off, which was perfect, and he fired it, and I was able to catch it. I was like, all right, this is like back home. We just got to play hockey.
Yep.
And from there on, it just felt natural, but it was just like, I'm just talking about now, I'm getting all like antsy and excited because like a little kid, it's great.
Yeah. Now you don't know your draw yet, but what about this year's tournament are you most excited for? Is it seeing some of the teams that you played last year, or is it the potential of playing some new teams that you haven't had a chance to play yet?
There's a few teams like I don't remember them being there last year. France, we lost to 3-2 late. I would like to get back to that game again. Canada beat us the second game. I'd like to get back to that. I can't. It was a Slovakia we played twice, but there's some other teams I can't remember the names. It might be Slovenia, but there's new teams like I haven't seen. So yeah, I want to get to play them too. And I don't know how, in rotation, I don't know how many games I'll get to play and how many games our other goalie will get to play. But and the curiosity of what's this rink going to look like. So now we know what Italy's is like, and it's like it's a whole new thing. And these guys are used to traveling like this. This is my second time. But the one thing too about being new there, nobody acted like it.
Yeah.
They just treated like part of the team, and let's go do it. So that made it really cool.
Yeah, that's got to mean something, especially because you're coming in. You're like, yeah, I'll play. I'm gonna fly halfway around the world, and I'm gonna play, suit up for my country, and I'm gonna play with a bunch of veterans, a bunch of legends, to say the least, in this sport, and they just welcome you in, and you guys are off having a beer, after practice and everything like that. So
100%,
that's got to be.
Yep.
got to be really amazing to be a part of and see something like that. Yeah, I know my buddy Francis was over there. Mike Francis was playing with the Masters division last year. Now he's with
Oh,
the
really?
veterans. Yeah, now he's with the veterans this season or this year.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
cool. Are you going to be going over there at all, or just for the
No,
Spain
no,
one?
no. I'll probably do an interview with Mikey or with Franny after probably halfway through the. I think he's coming on next week. Next
Oh,
week
okay.
Wednesday. So yeah.
Yeah, this is what is I was going to say something, but I forgot what it was. Part of being
No
a goalie,
worries.
getting hit in the head with a puck.
Yeah.
But
So tell me a little bit about so you grew up. Were you always drawn to wanting to be a goaltender, or was that like you just saw the equipment and that's what really drew you?
what drew me the most was the mask. Just playing the game, no matter what position, was like I played baseball, football, all that. But playing the game of hockey was just what lit me up. And then finally getting to a point where I could get goalie equipment and then slowly improve it. Then something about the mask. I love the mask. It's just like nobody can see who you are and you just go out there and do your thing. But that was the equipment's probably what drew me to goaltending. And I just love you can be the GOAT or you can be the hero, one way or the other. It can go either way, and being the GOAT's not the most fun. But you can be the hero, and that's a blast.
Yeah, and you got a chance to see the evolution of goalie masks. So you probably started out with like the Jason style mask, and then worked
Hmm.
your way through to the player mask, and then to the catcher style. Um,
Yeah.
which which mask system did you like the best? That you were able to adapt to the easiest, I guess you could say.
Remember Phil Muir when he came out with the cage on the mask
Yeah.
way back in the Flyers? I had the Cooper mask. I asked my dad, and he cut it out for me, or the Mylar. He cut it out, put the cage on. It was like a world of difference. You could see, you got air, and now the masks are amazing. You get hit with an ice hockey puck, it just glances off. Some barely know it unless it catches you square in the cage. So the evolution is amazing. Even it's funny you said the evolution. You watch the evolution of the pucks. When they started out, they're just plastic. They had powder in them. You play in a rink with a block wall, they hit the wall and blow up. Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like the
But now
exploding golf
everything.
ball trick. Yeah, you know,
It's amazing now everything. Like the sticks the shooters have. Some guys just don't even wind up. They just lean on it and the puck jumps.
just
And the
flies right
goalie
out.
stick. Yeah. So their skill level is even jumped with just that little advantage. But goaltending wise, like I think the equipment's lighter. I used to have the old Cooper Brown Bernie Perrant
Hmm.
style pads, and they would hold moisture and get heavier and heavier. The pads now seem to dry out quick, and it's totally different from when I started, and just like getting better and better.
Well, and then not only that, but then you also had the evolution of the goalie skate because they didn't really have any goalie skates either until I think in the mid '90s is when the first goalie skate really started to come out. If anything, you had to do a lot of conversion, or you were using aggressive inline type skates because of the low profile wheels that they had.
Yeah, I remember a friend told me, "Oh, we can take your ice hockey skates, cut the blades off, put the truck on," and I had him. I'd say, "Do it," and that's how it started. Then I won a pair of Lebeda frames in a tournament, and they became my goalie skates. Like I had them put on, mounted, and eventually get a little lower and a little lower. Now I got like my son talked me into getting like new skates. They're way lighter and way more comfortable, and it's just easier to maneuver and everything. You're not as high up off the floor. Every little bit of space you can take up. So that is like a world of difference from the beginning. In the beginning, it was actually quads.
No, no, that's
That wasn't
crazy.
easy though. Now I don't think I could play without skates. Like they said about we were talking the other day about playing on foot. I don't think I could do that. It's
You know,
just not fluent.
Yeah, once you get used to skating or on the skates, going back to even playing deck hockey or ball hockey or just even street hockey,
Mhm.
you get tired 5 seconds faster,
And the beating
and
on your
you're just
knees, especially when you get
yep,
older.
yep, and then you're just like, can I get a sub? And you're like, it just dropped the puck, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what to tell you,
The hips hurting, the knees hurting.
but
Yeah, I remember
but
we had the old Malek pad.
yeah, but you can skate all day, once you got the skates on, because then you just glide.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now you could play 2 or 3 games a night. Like this
Hmm.
weekend schedule, I have 4 games Saturday and possibly 5 Sunday if everything goes right. But like 9 games in 2 days for Marker, that'd be nothing. I'm a little older than Marker, so it'll be a little more work for me.
Now,
But I look
who are you?
forward to that.
Yeah, who are you playing with Winter Wars? Winter Wars East.
Well, Scotty Eyes is running our over 35s team,
Okay.
and got a lot of guys from our rink: Matty Denton, Jack Fallon, and then Anthony Flynn, who owns the rink. I'm playing for 45s and over with him,
Hmm.
and I forget the name for Ice Dogs or what are Sublimation Kings,
Hmm.
but that's the two groups. And then I'm a backup sub on a double A team if they need me.
Okay.
So it's always can never be enough hockey, I guess, until you finally drop.
Right. So, but yeah, so that was my other question is what drove you, um, to that? What about hockey that makes you just want to just play until you drop, like you just said?
I don't know. It's just something about the game, something about being on a team that's especially a tight team that when you travel and everybody's together, it's just, I don't know, watching all the details of it. I just get into like watching details. My wife asked me, why can't you watch these two teams? They're not even the Flyers. I'm like, I watch how they break out. I watch how they move and set up, and I watch the goaltenders. It's almost like studying
Hmm.
and how things are working and how you do things. And it just gets inside of me and you just want to keep watching, get the details. And then when I get to a point where I can't play, I'd like to work with goalies.
Hmm.
And that would be fun. I've done it some of the kids and with my son. And I did it for ice for a little bit, but they're like, oh, no, 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 you got to teach this style. I don't know that style. My goalie's 3 foot tall. I don't want him to butterfly.
Right.
So I'm teaching them footwork and move back and forth. So um, that's about it. It's just something, I don't know, something about the game just gets inside. And you get out there and that's all you're thinking about. Not thinking about work, not thinking about the cars broke down,
Hmm.
this or that. You're just focused. And I don't know, that's about it. It's just something that's there. Keeps you focused in on your intent.
Well, and I think for me, it always made you live in the moment. It made you appreciate what was going on at that particular moment. Doesn't matter if you're dealing with a death, or you just lost your job, or like you said, your car broke down, or the wife is mad at you. It didn't matter, because at that particular moment, what you're focusing on is trying to take that little biscuit and put it in the net. And
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the things that I always appreciated about it, because it forced you to block everything out and focus on what is being right there in front of you in the
Exactly.
moment.
I call it therapy.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then not only that, but then it helps you, uh, outside of outside of the game. It helps you. Okay, hey, this is what's in front of me. This is what I need to appreciate, and this is what I need to do to, um, you know, help, my family out. This is what I need to do X, Y,
Mm-hmm.
Z. All of this, it focuses you on living in the now and appreciating what you have in that particular moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I look back and I just see how blessed I was to get to do last year with Italy
Hmm.
and out in nationals in Iowa with Ray Matz. And the different things. I look back over the years, like, wow, I got to do this. I got to play against this guy. I got to meet this guy, and got to play here and there. I look back, it's like, wow, like I watched the Pro Beach hockey with CJ Yoder and all that. I was like,
Yeah.
there's all my buddies on TV. That was so cool. I just seen a clip of that tonight. It's like, oh, wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
And you look back and where hockey takes you.
Yeah, and it's amazing how, just a few years ago, to now, and then how just the evolution of everything and how it all evolved, and then just the friendships that you've made, and not only that, but the lasting friendships that you've made throughout your playing career. Like last year, you got a call 2 weeks before the tournament. Now they're saying, you know what? Hey, we need you to be on the team again. So let's get going. And you're like, bring it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I told Rob, I was like, I was hoping you'd call. And it's just like, since then, it's been like, okay, got to do this. And my son's like, we got this for your mask. You get this for your mask. Here's pad skins for your pads. Do this. It's like, all right. Originally, when the Italy tournament, with a week before I had played a tournament, I told him, I was like, I think I'm done with roller. Said I got so beat up this weekend. I was playing ice, and I play both.
Right.
I said, but I got so beat up this weekend, everything's hurting. And then we're watching a game. Like 2 nights later, I get a call from Jay Mays. He's like, yo, you want to play a tournament? Well, where? Well, with Team USA. Like, yeah, why wouldn't I? He goes, it's in Italy. It's like, oh. And my son goes, he heard, he goes, well, you can't quit now.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it hurts because you can't go out like that. You got to go to Italy. I wouldn't have went too. A friend at work told me, so I told him, I can't afford the flight. Came in, laid down his credit card. He goes, here, get your flight. You got to go.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Wow. I was like, that put me in tears. Wow. But yeah, just talking to you now, again, I can't wait to get back on the rink. I got my pads back here.
Well, I'm not going to keep you much longer, but you guys ended up taking what last year? I can't remember off the top of my head. Did you guys end up with the silver or bronze?
No, we ended up with the bronze. We had one team got the gold. I believe that was the 48.
Okay.
35's got the silver, and we got a bronze. And
the Masters got gold.
Oh, they got gold.
Yeah,
okay,
Masters got gold. I think there was
silver, bronze.
I think it was gold. Yeah, I think it was 2 golds and a bronze. Yeah, I think. I think, but I could be mistaken. I know for sure that Franny and the boys got gold.
Yeah, I was there and I can't remember. It's one thing that
right.
older, you forget things.
Well, but now you know, like, hey, I went home with some hardware, but it's not the hardware that I want this next year.
Yeah.
So now it's just going to make you that much more hungry, and I for one can't wait to see how you guys turn out, because this Legends team is just stacked to the wazoo.
I know. I was looking, it's like, oh, this is cool. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to improve on that. Improve on the bronze. And with this group, we could do it.
Totally. All right, Bob. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to jump on the pod and chatting with hockey with me. And I really wish you guys the best of luck this year. And hopefully I can get a couple more of your teammates on to talk about it later on down the road.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Mazer's really cool. He's funny. And Taddeo and Camito. But I thank you for having me. This has been really cool. I've never done this before, so hopefully it worked out.
Oh, for sure. We had a blast, man. So like I said, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.